Alright guys, in this video we are going to take a look at the favorite panel inside the Adobe Audition. You can see this is the favorite panel. Also in Audition you can see there is a favorite menu. If you click on this, you can get a whole bunch of list of the favorite commands. So if you cannot see this favorite panel, you can go to Window and you can turn on the favorite panel like this, right? So you can see I have turned on the favorite panel. Right, so let's take a look at the favorite menu first. In the favorite menu, you can see some commands. You can use these commands pretty quickly. These things contain either effect preset or effect rack preset, or you can record custom favorite. That way you don't have to do the same process to each individual audio file. Let's say you have 5 audio files and you want to normalize these to -3 decibel, and you want to add a compression and you want to add a limiter for all the 5 audio files. You can record the favorite of these commands and then you can easily apply all this process to all the 5 audio files easily. So let's take a look at how to save a favorite. The first scenario is you can save effect preset as a favorite. Let's say we want to add amplitude and compression, and let's say we want to say dynamic de-ess effect, right? So we want to we adjust these settings, effect settings, and we want to save this as a preset. In here you can see this star icon, and when you click on this, you will get this save favorite, and you can set a name like test this. So you can give a name for this favorite and click OK. And when you click and then you can close this dialog box, and when you go back to the favorite menu, you can see that command in the test de-ess. That way you don't have to go to the effect menu and then amplitude and compression and de-ess. You can simply apply this effect using this, right? So that way you can easily apply the effect. So the next scenario is you can save effect rack, right? So that means the multiple effects as a favorite. Let's say for this audio we want to add the single band compressor. Let's say single band compressor, and we select the radio leveler preset and I close, and then we want to add something like EQ and compression parametric EQ. You can see here, and I select a preset like the vocal enhancer, and then I want to add a limiter, right? So I want to add hard limiter. We can set the default one, let's say limit to -1, and I change the boost to 0 and close. Now we have applied the 3 effect. Of course, if you want to adjust the order of the effect, you can drag like this, and that way you can adjust the position of the effect. So once you create this effect rack and you want to apply this to again and again for many audio files, you can save this as a preset. In here you can see, as a favorite, you can see this star icon, and when you click on this, you can see that, and you can say anti VFX voice or something like that. That is convenient for you, and click OK. When you click OK, and you can see that the favorite command is here, and let's remove it, and you can easily apply this by using the favorite and anti-VFX voice. It will automatically apply that effect rack to this audio file, right? So that's pretty easy. The next scenario is when you are doing batch processing, we have to use the favorite command. When you go to this batch process panel, you can see you can drag and drop audio files to this batch processing window. Let's say we take these 2 audio files, and we want to apply the anti-VFX voice settings to this, right? Then we want to export them. Here you can see the export settings, so we can set the export settings dialog box, and you can set the format, and you can select the location, and you can create a final let's say on the desktop, let's say a new folder. We can select a folder that where we want to save these final files, and you can have other settings. So I have created a separate video to explain the batch processing, but in this case we are explaining the favorite, right? So now you can see we have set a favorite, and we have configured our export settings. If you don't want to export this, you can uncheck this, and what is happening is here, when you run this action, it takes the individual file and apply the favorite all the effects inside this favorite command, and it processes the audio, right? So if I run this, I'll delete this, and I don't want to export this, and if I run this, you can see it is running and it is done, right? So now it has been applied to the all the settings to this audio file, right? So when you open that, you can see the settings, right? So that way we can easily apply the same effect to many audio files using this batch process. I have a separate video about how to do batch processing, and you can see that to get more details about this panel. So let's go to the favorite panel. When you go to this favorite panel, and you can use the tilde key to go to the full screen, right? So you can see all the commands in here. This is the favorite menu, and you can see all the commands in here. So if you want to delete all the favorite commands, you can use this, and you can right click here and delete selected favorite, and it will remove from this menu. And here you can see the option manually adjust the order of favorite by dragging them up and down. So if you want to adjust the order of this favorite, you must turn on this, otherwise it will order based on the ABCD letters. So you turn on this, and you can manually adjust the settings. If you want that in the top, if you want to fade in the top, you can adjust that using drag and drop. And when you go back to the favorite menu, it will reflect the order, right? So that way we can adjust the order. So here you can see shortcut. Now because I frequently use the normalize to -0.1 decibel, I have assigned F2, right? So in order to add the shortcut, that means we can make this process much easier. Instead of going to the menu, we can just hit the keyboard shortcut, right? In this case, like F2. We can assign any keyboard shortcut to this any command. In order to do that, you can go to the edit and keyboard shortcut here. And when you go to the keyboard shortcut here, and then you must scroll to the favorite menu. And here you can see all the commands here and the favorite commands. And you can, when you double click on the above the command, it will give you a chance to set a favorite, right? So currently, because it is overlapping with another command, so that's why you get this warning, right? So you must assign any easy keyboard shortcut for that favorite command. In here you can see that keyboard layout preset. You can create a new layout, and you can also, if you want to go back to the default keyboard shortcut settings, you can change this to default, right? So based on your workflow, let's say if you are working with the podcast audio, you can create a separate keyboard shortcut layout. And if you are mixing audio of a band, you can have created a separate layout. That way you can switch easily between those keyboard layouts, right? So that's how you assign a keyboard shortcut to this favorite command. So when you right click on here, and then you can see option show actions. When you click on this, you can get extra panel. And now when you click on here, you can see all the settings that we have configured, right? All the commands, right? Let's take a look at this section. We can see the commands that we have applied, right? So what is the meaning of this favorite command? Let's take a look at this one, right? You can see the actions, right? The first action is normalize the audio, the second one is the denoise, and then add the tuned model compressor. And by that way we can see what are the effects inside these favorite commands. And also if you when you select this, and if you double click on it, you will get this favorite edit dialog box. For example, if you want to modify the recorded favorite, you can use this, and you can adjust the level. Let's say we want to normalize to something different, like let's say -3 decibel. You can change that here, and you can save it here, right? And also you can double click on any kind of effect any kind of effect, and you will get a chance to modify your recorded favorite. That way you don't have to re-record the same favorites, and you can save it once you change, right? And also, if you have any effect track settings, like if you have a effect track settings in as a favorite command, when you double click on it, it will ask that please edit the settings in the effect favorite edit. So when you click OK, and now you can go back to the effect track and you can see favorite edit effect track. Now we can modify the change. If you want to turn off the reverb, you can turn off and you can save here. So it will reflect to that command, right? So that way we can modify the favorite command as we need based on our scenario, right? So get a lot of experience with creating favorite and modifying these favorite, and that way you can save a lot of time. So finally I want to show you how to record a favorite, right? So that's very important. Let's say we have an audio file, and I want to record a favorite action for this audio process. I'm going to favorite, and you can say let's say you have to save this favorite, and sorry, we cannot record new favorite because we didn't save this. You can save that, and now when you go to the favorite, and you can see we can start recording favorite. So you can start a favorite, and it will get this dialog box that explain every action you do once you from here will be recorded to your favorite, right? So you can click OK. And the first thing is I want to normalize to let's say -3 decibel, and I normalize, and then I apply the compression effect like single band compressor and something like the voice leveler preset, and I click apply. And then I want to normalize again to the -3 decibel, and these are the actions that I completed, right? So now this is the thing I want to record as a favorite. Now once I finish the recording, you can go to the favorite menu, and now you can stop recording favorite, and it will pop up this window, and you can give a name for this favorite, like let's say the anti-VFX F test or something, any convenient name, because if you are working with multiple clients, you can give the name as your client's name. That way when you got audio file from that client, you can simply apply that favorite settings to that audio file. You are good to go, right? So now click OK, and now we have created a favorite, and you can see that here anti-VFX F test. Now when you got a new audio file from that client, you can open it from here, and you can simply favorite and anti-VFX F test, and it will apply the process. Pretty easy, right? So you can save huge amount of time if you get used to use this favorite menu and the favorite panel. I think I have explained all the details and usage using the favorite menu, and if you have any question, you can leave a comment, and if you have any suggestions, you can also put down in the comment section, and I would like to hear from you. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.